Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today I get to do a very fun video for you guys. We've got a 2013 Renegade Ikon 3400 RNC. Beautiful used coach, very well cared for. We'll kind of look at some of the little things that we found on it as we go around it, but just a great coach. The next owner is going to be very happy with the condition this coach is in. So before we walk inside, we'll start on the outside. Let's look up top here for the integrated Gerard awning. So this is two separate awnings, but Renegade made them so that they are controlled simultaneously via the remote. Now with the remote, you also have two different styles of controls inside as well. We're gonna go ahead and put it in just so that you can get a good look at the entire body of this coach. Slowly but surely. Now that Gerard awning is an auto retract, does have the wind sensor for auto retract, and then obviously power extend, power retract using the remote, the controller inside, or the other controller inside. Exterior, we got full body paint, no stickers, no decals. They're gonna chip, fade, and crack as they age. Thermopane tinted windows. Now one thing I really like about this coach is almost every single one of your exterior windows does open. Something we don't see so often anymore in the newer coaches. Let's start underneath. Previous owner installed this tray. Now it's kind of flexible. You can do whatever you want with it or remove it if you wanted to. Nice big storage compartment. Now this was an option back in 2013. Having bed liner material in your bays instead of carpet makes it really easy to clean out. You just stick a pressure washer in there, blow it all out, and it keeps it from becoming damaged as things shift while you're in transit. Next compartment, we've got the Oasis System. So this is going to be our on-demand hot water. It's also going to have the engine preheat mode. So if you're out cold camping somewhere, turn it on before you get ready to leave. Make sure all your fluids in your engine are nice and loose and you're not going to cause any damage. Up above in the sidewall, we've got the Sony 32-inch exterior TV. Then we've got a little Sony head unit here with Sony speakers so that we can play music from our phone, from a CD, whatever you need, and have better sound quality out of it. Two 110-volt outlets here on the exterior. Another massive storage compartment. Now down in this one, we're also going to see our Intervac central vacuum system. So that's going to be ducted up into the house. There's a hose that will reach the entire coach. And then that's where we're going to change our bags and filters, stuff like that. So this coach, being a 2013, does have original tires on it. As part of Transwest policy, we will replace those. So you have 10 brand new tires when you take delivery of this coach. Absolutely massive storage compartment here. Now there's a couple things in here. One, we've got the Genturi exhaust system. So this is for your generator. Now the generator is exhausted out of the back of the motorhome. If you're going to a place like tailgating, a race pit, you know, wherever, where you're gonna be in a group of people, instead of exhausting the generator onto the ground behind the coach, we can actually shoot it up into the sky just to make sure that you don't have any odors around your coach. We also have the original 2 5/16 hitch. Now this coach is equipped with a 30,000 pound towing capacity, and that is the original hitch. It's so clean, I don't think it's ever actually been put on the coach. More storage compartment here. Just some stuff that the previous owner left in it. So we've got some leveling pads, just so if you're on a soft area, you can put those under your leveling feet to disperse the weight a little bit more. The quick connect for our LP, so if you're gonna be carrying an external barbecue, you can just plug it in there. There is a 38-gallon propane tank on this coach, mounted up in the frame rails. Lots of propane, and you're not gonna use it for very much. All right, full fiberglass rear cap, all LED tail lights, marker lights, reverse lights. Up top, we've got a backup camera that is a full color HD backup camera. It comes on automatically when we put it in reverse. Now this is the hitch mount here. So the previous owner had it configured this way. I didn't change it just so you could see different configurations, but we've got two 2-inch hitch receivers here. Now you could obviously remove one of those, but the reason we use these is for people who are just towing vehicles If you're going to be using a bigger trailer, you want to use that hitch that we saw in the storage compartment. But 30,000 pound max gross trailer weight, 5,000 pounds of vertical weight, so a 5,000 pound pin capacity. 7-pin connector for your trailer brakes and trailer lights. And then the Voyager camera connection. If you're towing a big stacker or something that has cameras on it, you can connect to it and view those cameras directly on the dash. Now this is the exhaust for that generator. As we can see, there's a little bit of a bracket there, and then there's a bracket up top to hang that Genturi exhaust on. So it's just gonna take that exhaust and direct it directly up the back of the coach so that it's not, you know, just blowing air around here if you're sitting in a populated environment. All right. Now on the driver's side, in the very back compartment, we have our 50 amp power cord on a reel. It's gonna be a 36-foot cord. We've got the hole here in the bottom that we can run that cord through so we can still shut and lock this door. 2 110 volt outlets back here as well, and then some of our electrical command systems. And then a little bit of old school cool. So we've got the Cummins Onan RV hybrid quiet diesel 1218 generator. So you don't see this very often anymore, but the hybrid quiet diesel was a cool thing in its time. So this is basically your transfer switch, your inverter, your generator, all into one convenient package. Now I can do an entire video about the features of this. There's gonna be another bay where we'll talk about it a little more, but it's a 12,000 watt generator. Now we also have our remote fill for that 38 gallon propane tank here in this same compartment. Moving forward, we've got our water bay. Now, beautiful here, inlaid on this stainless steel, we have Ikon by Renegade. Remember, this is Renegade's flagship. Now, we've got the water hose on a reel that tucks up down below, out of sight. Flow jet, which is a Macerator pump, we'll see that in a second. Gray and black tank dump valves, black tank wash, and then our tank fill valve. So here's our gray and black tank dump. Now you see it's got the Macerator pump on it, so it's actually gonna have a pump to clear out your gray and black tanks rather than doing a gravity dump. For those of you who camp in, you know, unlevel situations, it's nice to have a pump to be able to get things uphill if needed. Next bay is just, again, a part of our dump system. Now back behind this blanket here, we've got our gray and black tanks. They're both 75 gallons or 75 gallons each. They are separate tanks. And then going back to the generator system, we've got the Cummins Onan hybrid quiet diesel inverters. So we've got dual 2800 watt inverters in here. Now it's all commanded through one centralized location in the coach. So you don't have to go to a Magnum panel and then your generator panel. It's all commanded right there on an Onan hybrid panel. And we'll talk about that more once we get inside. And then the last bay underneath this coach, we've got 4 batteries total. So we've got the 2 8D AGM house batteries, and then 2 12 volt Alliance starting batteries. Those are going to be things are used just for starting the engine. Now the previous owner does have an air hose in here. There's an air connection right here. So if you ever need to fill up your tires or, you know, pool toys, whatever, we have air available using the onboard air compressor from this RV. Now, one thing I want to point out, because we don't see them like this anymore, is these hinges on these doors. Just absolutely massive, strong as can be. Renegade just doesn't necessarily build them like this anymore, but this is kind of the old school, amazing side of Renegade. So in here, we've got dual side fuel fills. So just like this on the other side, we're gonna have dual 70-gallon diesel fuel tanks, 140 gallons total. There is a transfer line in between them, but I always recommend that you fill up at the same time, or you fill on each side. And then up front, we got the money maker, which is a Cummins ISX, a 15-liter, 600 horsepower, 1,850 foot-pounds of torque that is going to be pulling you along here. So this is the biggest engine that you can get in the Renegade Ikon. And this is the other benefit to Super C's is one, we have some frame rails and cushion up here. If you were ever in a front end collision, you would have something protecting you that you just wouldn't on Class A's. Also, all of our maintenance items, very easy to get to. Right here, fuel water separator, power steering fluid, oil filter up there, coolant. If you are the kind of person who's going to be doing your own maintenance, Super C's make it very, very easy. Coming around to the other side, not a whole lot to see here, but just a big, beautiful red engine. Now on the back side of that, we have the Allison 6-speed automatic transmission, which is going to give us that 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. Watch how easy this is. Push the hood closed. It is gas prop assisted. I don't have to do anything, just let it do its thing. Open that up and we'll see the other 70-gallon diesel fuel tank. So 70 on the right, 70 on the left, 140 total with the transfer line in between. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap up the outside of this coach. Let's go inside. So as we come in here, I do have all of our slides closed up so that you can see the space prior to opening them. So this is your in-transit space, okay? Plenty of room. I mean, I can stand right here just fine, you know, pushing my legs up against the sofas. But plenty of room to get through here. Pantries, refrigerator, half bath. I mean, Renegade just made it too easy on this one. It's not even fair. So we'll go ahead and open these slides up now and then we'll walk through the interior. Now the 3400 RMC is a quad slide bath and a half. While we're doing these slides, let's just go ahead and talk about what's going on here in this control cabinet. So right here we've got the Oasis System. So Oasis System is cool because there's 3 ways you can burn it. You can either use fuel or electricity. Well, okay, there's 2 ways you can use it, but there's 2 different options for electricity as well. So this is using fuel. All right, so that's gonna be a burner. That's gonna be if you're out boondocking somewhere, do not have electricity available. AC heat 1, AC heat 2. There's two 900 watt elements inside of that Oasis system. Basically, you can have 1 on or 2 on, just depending on how cold it is or how much power you wanna use. And then engine preheat, that's just gonna run hot water through your engine bay to heat up all those fluids prior to departure. Make sure that you're not causing damage when you fire up the engine. Here, we've got the Renegade control panel, so we can look at all of our tank levels: propane, gray, black, fresh, and battery levels. We have 150 gallons of fresh water, 75 gallons of gray, 75 gallons of black. Water pump on and off, storage lights on and off, holding tank heaters. Those are going to be heat strips on your gray and black tank to make sure that they don't freeze up if you are out winter camping. But as a side note, they are in a heated storage compartment. Generator emergency start, that's essentially a battery boost. And then the Cummins Onan hybrid quiet diesel control panel. So we're going to go ahead and go back. So right here, this is where we're going to start and stop the generator. Now, more importantly, we can also turn on our inverters. Now remember, we do have dual 2800 watt inverters on this generator system. It'll also tell us where we're drawing our power from, what our battery levels are, and that is all wrapped into one rather than having multiple panels. Up above that, we've got the Equalizer automatic leveling system. Push a button, hit auto level, and it's gonna just level this coach out for you. And then when you're ready to go, hit all retract, and they'll all come back up and you'll be back in transit mode. Get these last 2 slides open. All right, so now that we're all opened up, just kind of look around and just wow. One, the amount of space that we have here in the middle of this coach. the diagonal tile floor was an option in 2014, and the other option was putting floor heat in it, which this does have all the way through. So you do have the heated tile floor controlled by this gold heat panel in the back. Up top, we have a 7-foot 6-inch interior height. So those of you who are a little bit taller, maybe get a little claustrophobic in some of your shorter RVs, 7 feet 6 inches to the roof. We're gonna go ahead and start in the back and work our way forward. All right, back here in the full bath. So we'll start up top here with a couple of medicine cabinets. All LED lighting throughout the entire interior of this coach. Solid surface countertop here, undermount sink, stainless steel. Kind of a wet storage there, maybe throw your toothbrushes or something in there. Storage with the pop-out trash can. And then one more storage drawer. Now over here we do have the Tecma electric flush macerating toilet with the towel rack behind it. And then one thing I really love about this coach is an absolutely massive shower. We've got the glass enclosure, very easy to slide on this track. But I mean, this is just more space than you ever really need, which is something we don't see in Renegades very often. Usually they have a 36-inch radius shower. It does have a lock on it just to be safe while you're in transit. And that's gonna bring us into the master bedroom. So we've got a 32-inch Sony HD TV on a televator. Going to put that away for now. There is a control for this over by the bed as well, so you don't have to get out of bed in order to put this TV up and down. But once that goes away, you've got a nice big window. Nice big window to let in a lot of natural light. Up above here, huge storage compartment with 110 volt outlets, AV compartment, which is going to have a Sony Blu-ray player in it right now. If you want to put a satellite on this coach as well, this is where we're going to put our satellite receivers. Another huge cabinet. Hanging storage with adjustable shelving up and down on both sides of that TV. Solid surface countertop, great place for phone, wallet, keys prior to going to bed. Drawers and cabinets down below the TV. Previous owner did a lot of little cool things like this, just, you know, to optimize the storage a little bit. Tons of bedroom wardrobe storage. And then opposite of that, we've got the 60 by 74 queen bed. Storage up above that as well. Huge window on the back with the emergency exit. Now every window in this coach is going to have dual pane, or is going to be thermal pane tinted windows, and we're going to have both a day shade and a night shade. Now the night shades are going to be power in this coach, and I'll show you that here in just a few. Over on the side of the bed, we also have another control pad for that generator, so we can start and stop it, change our settings, our auto gen, whatever, from bed without having to get up and go to the front of the coach. Control panel, this one's going to be for all the lights in the motorhome. You could turn each of them on individually or shut them all on or off without ever having to get out of the bed. And then on both sides of the bed base, we have two 110 volt outlets for phone, phone, tablet, whatever you need, CPAP. Moving into the center of the coach, we've got the Dometic thermostat here. Now this is one of my favorite thermostats because it's very easy to use. But on this coach, we have three 15,000 BTU air conditionings, all of them controlled right here at this thermostat. You don't have to go find each one individually. And then we've got the half bath, another Tecma electric flush macerating toilet, another really big medicine cabinet, and then on the back side here, more storage for this half bath. Again, another adjustable shelf up and down as needed. And then opposite of the bathroom, we've got the Splendid stacked washer and dryer. This is a vented dryer. So there is a vent on the outside, works a little bit better. Which is gonna bring us into some of the kitchen stuff. So right here, two absolutely massive pantries. Adjustable shelves up and down. And then another pantry with pull-out drawers. These are going to be soft closing, so you don't have to worry about slamming them and damaging them. It also helps to retain them a little bit while you're in transit, keep them from flying open. Massive storage up above. And then down below, we've got our circuit breakers and fuses for the entire coach. So these are going to be our 12 volt fuses, and then our 110 volt circuit breakers are in these two covers. Everything is very nicely labeled, so you don't have to search too long for anything. Going along with kitchen, more storage here. One more above the microwave. Down below, we've got the Whirlpool Gold 1.7 cubic foot convection microwave, so it doubles as an oven. Solid surface countertop down below. 2-burner electric cooktop. That's not going to be an induction cooktop. That's just a true electric. Over to the side, we've got the single bowl stainless steel undermount sink. Absolutely massive, easy to do dishes, that kind of thing inside of it. If there's one thing this coach is not short on, it's kitchen storage. More cabinetry underneath the sink. Another wet one. 3 drawers. Now, I love this. So we've got the silverware drawer here, and then slided away, more silverware storage. And then a huge cabinet here. Now, pots, pans, whatever you need, this is a great place to keep them. And then as an option, this coach does have the dishwasher in a drawer. Continuing on with storage, it's getting a bit redundant, but there's a lot of storage in this coach, which is a good thing. So nice big cabinet up here. Everything in here just feels so solid. I mean, it's incredible, the quality of this Renegade Ikon. So we got the sofa here. Now this is going to be a jackknife sleeper, but underneath it we also have some more storage. So this is going to be some of the add-ons that the previous owner did. So we've got all of our hardware for that convection microwave. These little sleeves underneath here are the screens for the cab to block that off for privacy. Now, while we're talking about screens, let's talk about these windows again. So MCD shades, we got the day shade here, which is going to let light in. You'll be able to see out of it, but it does reduce some of the heat brought into the coach. And then we have this touchpad here, hit a button, and we have all of our night shades drop down. Now we can control them all individually as well, but it's more fun to just hit all. But even with that, still a very light coach. I love the lighter wood, light fabric, so you don't have to worry about, you know, it feeling really dark like a dungeon in here. Go all up now. Now, opposite of that jackknife sofa sleeper, we also are going to have another sofa. Now, this one is going to be a trifold, hide-to-bed with an air mattress. Boom. So that's going to be a 60 by 74 as well. We do have an air pump access over here with power over on this side. So you just plug your air pump in, fill up your mattress when it's time to put it away. Fold it back in half. Give it a good push. And away she goes. Now, something I found interesting on this coach is back behind this sofa. There's more little storage cubbies. Renegade did an awesome job by just putting storage wherever they could find a spot for it. Matching countertop. The wood color matches for the covers for this storage. Just absolutely awesome. Now, moving over into the dinette area, there's something I kind of want to show. So we have all of the original manuals for this coach. So here's our Freightliner book. That's going to cover the Freightliner Cascadia, your Allison transmission, and then up here we've got the 2 Renegade books. So when these coaches come from the factory, they're going to have 3 manuals for air conditionings. They're going to have, you know, the floor heat manuals, the refrigerator manuals. Speaking of which, I forgot to show you the refrigerator, but we'll go back to that. All of it is still here. In fact, I have not found any equipment missing yet. We still have all of the original manuals, all the original remotes, the original hitches, all the equipment that this coach came with is still here, including this option, which is the storage ottoman. So a little bit of storage underneath there, but matches your furniture, gives you a place to kick your feet up and relax once you are at your campground. Big dinette here, plenty of room for 4 people with storage underneath both sides on pull-out drawers. All of our original slide locks. So slide locks are recommended to be used while you're in transit to keep your slides from creeping out. Some people use them, some people don't. And let's come back here because I forgot to show you, but this coach is equipped with the 17 cubic foot gas or electric refrigerator. So you can either run this using 110 volt power or that 38 gallon propane tank that is mounted between the frame rails. So that's pretty much going to wrap up the walkthrough of the house of this coach. We'll talk about the cab a little bit, but before we do that, exterior wise, I would rate this coach probably a 9 out of 10. There's a couple little rock chips, little things going on, but it's still a 9-year-old motorhome. You know, it's been used, but interior wise, I would be very close to a 10. I don't see any signs that it was lived in for extended periods of time. Even this carpet is original and still looks beautiful. No excessive wear and tear on the furniture. Cabinetry all looks amazing. No dings, no dents. Hardware is still in good shape. This is a very, very nice used motorhome. So let's talk about the cab. So as we sit inside this Freightliner Cascadia chassis, we've got dual flex steel air ride heated seats. So with air ride, I can move this up and down as needed to make my ride more or less comfortable. Or if I'm a little short, I can sit up higher. But basically this is just going to compensate for the bumps on the road. Personally, I like to ride them down low. Go ahead and fire this beast up. All right, so this one might blow some minds. 2013 Renegade Ikon. This coach has 30,177 original miles on it. It is a one-owner coach. It was sold new here at Transwest. Now, with every used coach we get, we're going to go through them very extensively. We're going to make sure that they are ready to take on a trip the day they leave the lot. That includes going through your engine, your transmission, all of your house items, air conditionings. We'll make sure that they have a proper split. We'll make sure that the floor heat works. That kind of stuff will all be taken care of before this coach ever leaves this lot. So 30,000 miles. Let's talk about this dash because it looks a little like a spaceship, but it's pretty easy. So up top here, we've got our battery voltage. So just to let us know where our battery's at. Oil pressure, water temperature, oil temperature, tachometer, speedometer, primary and secondary air tank levels. Primary is going to be brakes, secondary is going to be bags. And then both axles temperature. Now this is a true twin screw, so both of your axles are drive axles there in the back. Up here, we've got our fuel as well as DEF gauge. Remember, 140 gallons of fuel, 9 gallons of DEF. In the middle, we've got the Clarion head unit. Now this is going to be AM, FM, XM with navigation. And this is also where our backup camera is going to be displayed. I didn't realize I turned it off, but it's coming on now. I'll show you that backup camera. Now with the backup camera, we also get side view cameras. So this is the left blinker. It's showing me down the left side of the coach to eliminate blind spots. Let's go to the right. Now it's a little weird looking now because I've got slides out that kind of prohibit the view. And then we'll go to the backup. So we do get grid lines there. Full color HD backup camera. Go back to neutral. All right, so let's go over here. So we've got a switch to bright or dim the dash, just depending on what you need. Your hazards, a footwell light. Now this is really handy. I always thought it was kind of silly, but if you ever drop something while you're driving, being able to just turn a single light on to find it is amazing. Regeneration switch, something you're probably never going to use, but if it's there if you ever needed it. Mirror heat to keep those mirrors cleared up on cold and foggy days. Dome lights just up above our head. Engine brake. Now the Cascadia does engine braking just a little bit different from what we're used to in the normal M2s. So we have high, medium, and low on this engine brake switch, but just because it's on there doesn't mean your engine brake is on. Over here on the steering wheel, you have to hit this button and then it turns it on and off. So you can set it and forget about it, and then when you're coming down a grade, just go ahead and push the button, turn the engine brake on, start slowing yourself down safely. Utility lamp, an option switch, so if you wanted to add something like a light bar or whatever to the front of this coach, you have a dead switch there just to do that. Trailer brake control, if you ever are pulling a trailer with air brakes, you can activate those brakes using that handle. Parking brake for both your trailer and the coach itself. Allison's 6-speed automatic transmission, so drive, neutral, reverse. Mode switch as well. Basically that mode switch is going to take you out of economy mode and put you into performance mode. It's going to give you 300 more RPMs before it shifts. Arrows here to shift up and down. Now when I hit this, it's going to show me two numbers here, okay? So 6 and 2. So the 6 is the highest gear that this coach will go to. So if I shift down, it'll go to 4th, it'll go to 5th, all the way down to 1, okay? 2 is the gear that I'm currently in. So I just switched it to 1, 1. So the only gear that I'm able to use right now is first gear. Now if I go up, it's gonna shift again. But now I have the use of first and second gear, etc. all the way through. This is really important, especially when you're coming down a hill. So like if I was driving across the mountains here in Colorado and I was coming down a steep grade, personally, I'd shift it down to 4th gear, leave my engine brake on high, and I'd probably ride about 40 miles an hour without ever touching the brakes. Great safety feature, being able to shift that automatic transmission. Very easy system to understand once you use it a little bit. Right here, we've got our locking differentials. So with this being a true twin screw and you having dual drive axles back there, we do have the ability to lock them individually. Now you would only really ever do this if you're in, a cold, snowy, slick environment, okay? You don't want to do this on dry pavement, and you definitely don't want to do it for extended periods of time. It's more of a get yourself out of Dodge and then figure out another plan. But you can lock these. Basically, it's going to make all 8 of your rear tires turn the same speed to give you more traction. And then last but not least here, we've got the suspension lower switch. So if I do this, it's going to deflate my rear airbags, lower that suspension down. Really helps, if you're just backing up into a low building or something, just need a couple more inches of clearance, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you want to disconnect from a trailer and don't want to manually extend the jack, you can go ahead and just lower it, pull out, and then put it back up. You just don't want to drive when you're in that lower position. And then your standard HVAC controls. Cascadia cabs are amazing because they're very roomy, and you also get all this storage up above here for all your documents. And then this was an option from the factory. We have the Cobra 29 CB radio for those of you who would be interested in using one of those. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap up my walkthrough of this 2013 Renegade Ikon. As of today, August 15th, at about 11 o'clock, this coach is available. If you have any questions on this unit, please feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 303-482-6375, or you can shoot me an email at brian.moritz@transwest.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.